Hey, how's it going? Rich from Milk Endeavors here. Hey, listen, I wanted to talk to you today about the inevitable, okay? And what the inevitable is when you get to you have a sale, and you get to day 29 of the sale, and guess what 30 days means? 30 day back guarantee. Okay, so you get to 29, you get to 30, you get to 31, you get to 32, and you're still wondering if that sale is going to go through because many people wait until the end of that 30-day period, and even when they do, if they forget or if they get charged on their credit card or whatever, they go back to the company and say, hey, look, I haven't used it, or I didn't like it, I didn't realize, blah blah blah, and ultimately the company most of the time we'll give them their money back. And if the company, remember, we're, as an affiliate entrepreneur, you're promoting a company's product, so the company has to keep its own name intact. So if that person ever comes back, they'll remember that they were able to get their money, and the company was cool with them, and that it's a customer service thing, right? So, but what's difficult about that, especially when you're starting out, and I learned this, the first couple sales, when you're first starting out, it's like you feel like that money, it means the world to you, and you've got this sale, and it's like you've won the Super Bowl, and you're so excited, and then you kind of run through and there's no way of knowing, like there's really no way of knowing whether the sale is actually going to go through. So you have to kind of just wait that 30 days, and then even then, like after a couple of days from the 30 days, and then it's really like until you get until your money's in your bank, then it's not a for sure thing, and it's a drag, okay, especially, and I'm talking to like really new people, and this is something that I went through. My first two sales, and I just had it happen the other day. But my first two sales, they were monthly sales. The 4% Success Challenge was a monthly product back at that time. I should back then, but that was only 3 or 4 months ago or something. So anyway, so I got the sale, and it was like, like I said, it was I won the Super Bowl, and I was so excited, and then I got another one, and I was just so pumped, and I'm like, it's actually working, this works, and I was far enough into the program where so the program cost $49 at that point, because it was new, and they were trying to get it to scale. And that's how I got into it. I got into the 49, and then I went to the lifetime, which was, that was a decision that I made really pretty quickly, because I didn't want to waste that $49, and so I made the decision to go lifetime, and and that's been all the change in the world for me. And unfortunately, the two people, they didn't figure that out. So I'm like, I see it. I'm so excited. And then I was kind of wondering. I didn't even know. Like, I didn't know if you got the commission, if it was returned, if I still got a commission because it was only 30% of the product. But at any rate, so I get to the. I don't know. I don't even know how. I think I got to the end of the month, and I was like. Why is this not in my earnings or my payouts or whatever? And they said, well, they returned it. And I was like, oh, and it was interesting, because it would have been, had it been like a month prior, to that point, in my mind, in the challenge, had it been a month prior, like I might have quit. I might have been like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is never going to work. But because I was into the challenge, and I understood, the game, and how it's played, and that I didn't really think about it. Like, they never mentioned the idea of this being a possibility. That's why I wanted to do a video on it, because that's something that, you have to know. But that when I think about it, it was 2 sales. My commission was $14.37, right? So I had made $28.50 something, or 60 something, 70 something, I don't know, whatever it was. And there was $28 and like 47 cents or something like that was supposed to be coming to me, and I was so pumped to get that. But then when it disappeared, then when I wasn't gonna get it, it wasn't like I think like before I would have felt like, $1,000 had been taken away from me. And so this $28 was, which like meant the world to me when it was coming to me. Like once I figured out that it wasn't coming, then it was like, well, okay, there's more sales. I'm getting sales. Like that's the point, is I'm getting sales. I'm learning how to do that. And I used it as a learning experience, right? So I learned from that. And that was, and I stuck with it. Like because I had a good attitude about the fact that the sales had gone away. I had a really good attitude about it, and that's what kept me in the game. And those two people, by the way, they still open my emails. They still click on my links, when I email them. I'm not quite not quite sure what's happening there, but they're still interested. They just didn't want to do it at that time, which is fine. I mean, a lot of people, that happens to a lot of people. It happened to me. I didn't know whether I wanted to do it, but I pushed through. And I was fortunate because now that I'm on the other end, I see the value, the extreme value in it, and how important it was for me personally to do that, and how important you guys know how important I think it is for everybody else to do it. So that's what I wanted to talk about, is that, so the other day, it was funny, I was on ClickFunnels. I hadn't been on ClickFunnels for a while because I hadn't been running any campaigns. So I went back in to check one of my funnels. And in ClickFunnels in my dashboard, there's a sale for $118, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got a sale and they didn't even tell me. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't even know where this came from. And it was the ultimate, like the premier package that ClickFunnels has to offer. It was like, it was the Actionetics MV, which costs like $400 a month, I think. And I had sold one, which I don't even use that. I don't know much really anything about it. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, so I wrote to them and I said, what is this? What is this? Where did it come from? And they couldn't explain it. They just said my link somehow my link must have gotten upsold or whatever. But ultimately I sold this Actionetics MD for, and I got $118 commission, and that was monthly, right? So that's going to be a monthly commission coming to me. And when I looked into it further, the person whoever had bought it got through the first 14-day free trial. So they had used it for 14 days, and then it was 5 days after they had been charged for it that I found out about it. So this is now. So I still had to get through the 30 days. So there's a 14-day and then there's 30 days where after they've paid. But I was like, well, they've been through the 14 days and if they bought this, then they're pretty serious. So why would they do this? So I was so pumped, and and then. I wasn't going to tell my wife because I didn't want to. I was just kind of keeping it back from her because I try to keep these things. When something like that happens, when it's so chance, like I just kind of keep it to myself. And so I told her, and she was really excited. And then that night, she sent me this picture of a house in Kalispell, Montana, which is one of our favorite places. And so I was all excited, and I looked at the house and I'm like scrolling through the pictures and I'm like, this is it. This is the dream house, And then the last thing I did was go in and check on ClickFunnels to see if there are any more surprises for me. And what the surprise was that the sale went away. They had returned the product. So I was kind of bummed. I was bummed because it was like the first chance sale. I hear about all these chances that lucky sales that people get, and I was so excited because that's like another thing that tells me that things are really kicking in, and it went away. So I had been through the experience before. This was like 3 times the amount of the 87 or whatever it was. So it was kind of a kick in the teeth, but at the same time it took me like 3 minutes to get over it, and that was it. So my point today is I want to let you know that a sale is not a sale until the money's in your bank, until money's into your bank account, and just to roll with it. If you're getting sales, you're doing something right. So when you're first starting out, don't think of it as like I got a sale and it went away, so therefore there was no sale, I didn't do anything right. You did something right. It's just a matter of, you got the wrong person, right? They just decided that's why they have the money get back guarantee. And we've all used it, and we've all used it at the end, and it is what it is, right? So you have to understand that other people are going to use the same thing that you've done, and you just work with it. So I hope that's helpful. It's not meant to be depressing. It's just meant to be sort of a reality check for you. But it's something that I want as a person who's been through it. I wanted you to know and be able to support yourself through that if that does happen. And remember, it's like the commission isn't really that much. If it's one sales, not everyone's gonna do it. I think the churn rate, they call it, is like 10 to 12%. So 10 to 12% of the people that are gonna buy are going to return, and it is what it is. That's part of the game. So but they don't talk about that in the course. So I'm talking about to you because I'm a person, and I'm going through this process, and I feel it's important for other people to know. So hey, listen, if you like what I'm doing and you like hearing from me, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button. If you're interested in the 4% Success Challenge, definitely check it out. This is where I'm getting skilled up on everything and learning all this stuff, and I just absolutely love it. It's changed my life. So check out the 4% Success Challenge link below, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow. Thanks a lot.